lost 3 careers to direct racism so far: Crocker Bank, Pacific Bell, and cartooning. All 3 were perpetuated by white people for their own gain. No black person has ever discriminated against me. That's partly why I identified as black for several years. And...
What? Hello, Halfpint here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video.
Starting with Scott Adams, the creator of the Dilbert comic strip, is he's having himself a week. And that because he put out a YouTube video where he responds to a Rasmussen poll where it found that a quarter of black Americans disagree with the statement, "It's okay to be white," with another 21% saying they're not sure. And Scott shared his thoughts on the data.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me.
There's something really telling about someone saying the term blacks as opposed to black people. There's something about the tone there. I don't know that I've ever heard someone who doesn't hold some amount of prejudice or hate in their heart refer to people as the blacks as opposed to black people. And maybe it's because it drops the people part. Like it communicates that you are solely reducing these humans down to their race. Like that is the only part of their existence that means anything to you. And I would wager that his identity is probably mostly built around the idea of not being black or not being any minority. Like I would wager someone who identifies people so strongly as whatever race they are probably identifies themselves by what races they aren't, and like with negative spaces as opposed to positive spaces, which leads to this sort of behavior.
According to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them.
Now, also, to be clear here, in the wake of this, some have criticized the poll's methodology, arguing, for example, that the question is loaded. Because asking, do you agree with the statement, "It's okay to be white," rather than just, do you think it's okay to be white, frames it differently. They're saying that it'd be like asking, do you agree with the statement, "All lives matter," where people see it as politically loaded and feel obliged to disagree. So that's why if people saying, is it okay to be white, it can be met with kind of a similar suspicion, especially since today's right wing often believes that white people are being persecuted. With Adams seemingly among this. In fact, he feels so under attack that he says this.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
And there it is. So yeah, so I think I was right. He is racist. And it's like, cool. Another instance where someone is like fear mongering and saying like white people should fear black people and you should be away. Like he doesn't know any black people. That's really what he's saying at the end of the day here. I personally have never met or taken the time to actually get to know any black people, and I am scared of them, and I identify strongly with not being one of them. Like that's all I'm hearing from this person, and that's just sad because you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. It sounds like you don't know who you are, and you're terrified of a bunch of people for absolutely no reason. Especially because you probably have more in common. Well, I don't know about you. I don't know how rich this dude is, but like any one of us, right, regular people, we have much more in common with like anyone of any race, religion, gender, ethnicity, whatever, in our immediate neighborhoods and workplaces than we ever will with people at the top of like any ladders. So like, come on, get down. It's stupid to perpetuate this idea of fear when we're all literally in the same boat.
Just get the fuck away, because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
With the creator of Dilbert going on to say that neighborhoods with higher concentrations of black people have more problems and a lower quality of living. Also saying that he's sick of...
Holy crap. Okay, so that's just actual white supremacy. Yeah, no, these are just dog whistles. Like, it literally is, like, straight up, it's white supremacist talking points. not even like veiled that thin. Now I see why he got dropped. This guy's like straight up racist. Just move away from them. Oh my God. And then like he consciously looked for a neighborhood. How do you even do that? Like logistically, how do you even go about doing that? That is so crazy. Is it just like a lot of bald white dudes with tattoos that work on their like cars and motorcycles outside in, you know, tank tops and jeans? Like
seeing videos of black people beating up non-black people, and that every time he tries to help black America, he just gets called a racist, so he's done trying.
So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore.
So all of that goes viral, and in response, hundreds of Dilbert syndicators and major newspapers from the Chicago Tribune and the LA Times or the San Francisco Chronicle and the Washington Post, they dropped the comic. And just
Weird.
like that, after 3 decades, done, gone. And in response to this, we saw the likes of Elon Musk jumping into the mix, tweeting that US media, colleges, and high schools were racist against non-whites before, but now they're racist against white people and Asians. Also agreeing with a tweet arguing that Adams's comments weren't good, but have the element of truth in them. Also delete.
No. Oh my God, no. What are you talking about? At what point was there elements of truth? Holy crap. And like, if you really want to get into it, if you really want to get into the quote unquote more crime in African American or black neighborhoods as opposed to white neighborhoods, let's talk about the over policing of those neighborhoods. Let's talk about the criminalization of being black in America. Let's talk about, you know, the actual reasons why those things might be under our current white supremacist system, as opposed to just like pretending there's a statistical association with like your race and the amount of crime you'll do. That's the dumbest shit ever. That is garbage nonsense. It literally there is no scientific proof. It is just white supremacy, and we have built a system and a society that works very hard to perpetuate that myth, because that myth helps keep the few at the top. That's all it is.
Deleting a post where he asked what exactly are they complaining about. Oh, so as far as what Adams is doing now, he's still speaking, putting out tweets this morning like, I've lost 3 careers to direct racism so far: Crocker Bank, Pacific Bell, and cartooning. All 3 were perpetuated by white people for their own gain. No black person has ever discriminated against me. That's partly why I identified as black for several years. And
What? Dude, you wrote Dilbert. That's like one of the whitest comic strips that was in the paper. You wrote Dilbert. What do you mean you identified as black? Also, you clearly hate black people. You don't even want to, you said yourself, I moved away from black people. White people need to get the fuck away from black people. So I moved to a neighborhood where there was less black people. Showing yourself right there to identify as not a black person. But then now you're here, you're saying, I used to identify as black because white people pick on me too. Are you serious? So you identify, so your understanding of what black identification is oppression by white people, but you're unwilling to admit that white people oppress black people at the same time? That's so crazy. What? I am glad this comic got canceled. I don't read comics anymore. I don't know. I just stopped doing that. I just don't get the newspaper, actually. I did it when I lived with my parents, you know, growing up, but pretty much since I moved out, never had a newspaper and never read them again. Not even like online or anything. But so I wasn't like deeply affected by this either way. But now I really don't care. Fuck this idiot so hard. What a moron. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitch to join us live, like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.